And in 1969, I lost my husband. In the process, my daughter was a student at McDonald 35, and she had a little group at her school. And she said, Mom, I want you to work with my group. And at that time, I was kind of mad with him because he died. I didn't know what I was going to do with 4 children, eat them, sell them, give them away, or what. So I really didn't want to be bothered with any more children. But it was the best thing that happened for me. So I went to hear them, and they were an excellent group. 9 young people. Changed not only my life, but changed New Orleans. Because there were no young people, gospel groups singing around. You know, you went to church at 11 o'clock, and you went to Baptist Training Union. That was it, that's what it was called, and that was it. If you went to show, it was a sin, so you couldn't go to the show. Yeah, come on, it was back there. Y'all don't know about that, but it was back there. So you had to come up with something. And when I first started working with these young people, I wanted to give an evening concert at 3 o'clock in the evening when there was nothing happening. And I'm telling you, young people came from every part of this city. New Orleans is a small city, but yet it's large. Loyola, they came from across the river, uptown, downtown, back of town, front of town, and all those are real places. And I don't even know how the news got out, but it started a movement. So young people at 3 o'clock in the evening would gravitate to a church to hear good gospel music from young people, their own peers. In our Baptist churches, they didn't allow you to have a drum. You couldn't have a tambourine, you couldn't have a bass guitar. And I started this movement of bringing those instruments into the church. Of course, we got put out some churches because they just didn't want it. You couldn't clap in the church, so I became like a rebel. And but I wouldn't give it up because I felt it was a good way for young people to really become involved in the music and then articulate it the way they feel. After that, 106 young people came. From that, it was called the Youth Inspirational Choir. The first group we called the Gospel Inspiration. Then it was supposed to be a small group. So when the large group came, it named it the Youth Inspirational Choir. And we traveled from 1970 through 1985 around the whole United States of America. And what it did, it not only brought the music alive, but it gave young people an opportunity to be exposed and to have opportunity to see what else was happening around the world. We went to Central America. We went to Chichi Castellini, Antigua, so we got a chance to go into another culture. We sang at the United States Mission. We went to Carlsbad Cabin. So it became an education as well as an opportunity for us to showcase our talents. And usually people kind of equate gospel music as, oh, a whole lot of noise. But I said, well, if you came from the Appalachian Mountains, would you call your music noise because you don't sing it the way they sing it? So the culture gives us a chance to find out what each person like and what each person can express. And I'm very grateful to say that I've traveled the United States of America and around the world. I've had a concert at the Berlin Jazz Festival. We went to Umbria Jazz Festival in Italy. We went to Spain, Belgium, Berlin. I've had an opportunity to sing before the Queen in Norway. I was excited. I was kind of scared at first, but she started clapping, so I went to singing some more.
Well, you must have touched every gospel singer in town, and of all those young people that you've dealt with all those years, you must know all the gospel singers.
I'm very fortunate. I sang with Mahalia Jackson.
Oh, is that right?
Yes. All of my children sing. They all are the choir directors. My grandchildren sing. My great-grandchildren sing. Because any of you musicians who want your children to do what you do, bring them to rehearsal, sit them in a rehearsal. That's 6 weeks. It gets their ears ready. You don't believe that, right? I dare you. Try. Put them in 6 weeks, and I guarantee you by the time they get a year, they can sing everything you've done. Now, they may not get the words right, but they know the tone. And they'll have good pitch, excellent pitch. I've been singing since I was 5 years old. Our first time I sang a solo, the sheet music was upside down, but I was singing, boy. All the wrong words, but I was singing. And from that point on, I've been singing around the world.